If there was one particular year, what was the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
Over $500,000.
Wow. That's incredible. Most people will never make that kind of money. What industry did you ultimately pursue a career in?
I've done a couple things. I've actually been a wealth manager. I've been president and CEO of a company before, and I've also have my own construction company.
That's incredible.
So I've done a couple of different things, career paths even ran a private school for a while as well.
That's amazing. If you were to go back to when you're in either high school or college and you're having a conversation with your 20-year-old self, what is the best piece of advice that you would tell your younger self?
That every day is an interview. Every day is your resume. So in effect, it's not what you do when you speak to somebody for 30 minutes in a conversation. It's everything that you do every day and how you live your life in a positive, your attitude, how you behave. Basically, in effect, that allows you to address any questions or any circumstance you could have at any company or any individual during an interview process. So basically, every day is an interview. From the moment you step out of bed to the time you go to bed.
That's amazing. And as an entrepreneur, what advice would you tell to someone starting a business in today's world?
Basically that don't take no for an answer. Basically, you have to keep going after it, because what ends up happening is if you just get the no, you need one yes, but you'll probably get 50 no's to be able to excel and be successful. And don't get discouraged by the naysayers. Follow your passion, follow your dream, stay positive through the whole process.
Absolutely. What was the biggest thing that you implemented throughout your companies to ultimately scale your businesses? How can someone really scale their business in today's world? If there's something that you did to ultimately scale your construction companies in terms of people, revenue, or capital, like what was that thing that you did?
Really, to scale a business, it's really, you got to crawl, walk, run. You don't want to go out there and go, in my opinion, all out right from the start, because you've got to be able to pick yourself back up, and if you're running too fast, basically you'll probably over leverage yourself, you'll go into debt too much, and so it's really, you've got to basically crawl, walk, run, learn the industry you're in, and become an expert in it.
What was the best financial decision that you ever made throughout your career?
Getting married to this young lady right here.
Financial decision?
That's true.
I mean, that is something that people talk about a lot, like the importance of marrying the right person. Like, why has that been important, and why do you really think that people should really consider that they're making the right decision before they hop into something like marriage?
Well, you got to have a happy and good personal life to be successful in your business life. If it's all about business, at the end of the road, you won't be happy. And so by having a good personal family life, having people around you that care about you, that will ultimately lead to success in the business side of it.
And my last question for you is, from what you've seen throughout your career, how can someone start their path to becoming wealthy in today's world? If it's a skill set, a mindset to possess when going out into the real world, what would you say is, how can someone really start their path to becoming financially free or wealthy?
Save. Really, every time you make some money, put some aside. Start investing in 401ks early, retirement plans early, but also the thing that you really got to look at to be successful financially is to really, I guess, focus in on what you have a passion for and what you really enjoy doing. Don't do it just for the sake of doing it, because money comes and goes, but you got to do something you really enjoy doing.
And I promise you I'll end with this one. I loved your answers, but when people are starting to save money in their careers, they're starting to kind of build money, save some up. Where do you think people should really look to invest or put their money to try and expand and grow the income that they do have? Maybe what have you done to ultimately grow your money and allow it to work for you?
It's really diversifying. Don't try to hit the home run. Don't just put it all into one thing and go for the grand slam. It's really diversifying, whether it be in the stock market, and then even within the stock market, diversifying within that, real estate, investments. So it's really diversifying all across the board, because that way you get a more steady approach and not try and go for the grand slam. You can hit the home run, but the reality is it happens so infrequently, you're better off really I prefer the slow and steady approach.
Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate that.